Sara Turetta. She's the president of Save the Dogs. She moved to Romania in 2002, where she started a project aimed to rescue stray dogs in 2 towns. Since 2002, the organization neutered more than 24,000 animals, rehomed 6,000 dogs abroad, and on top of that built a model shelter. Currently, the towns where she works are amongst the few whose mayors are not killing strays. Sara is continuously moving from the fundraise office in Italy to Romania, and her organization Save the Dog works together with the WSPA and Turetta in trying to lobby Romanian authorities in order to mainly tackle the stray dog issue.
Thank you very much. Thank you for inviting me. I'm very honored and grateful, especially to Marlene. So my presentation will be connected a little bit with what Claudiu said previously. What is the situation in Romania? What's going on in Romania? New dog population management law was approved in September 2013 after the death of this little boy, and 5 years of a legislative gap. Main provisions of the new law are that the dogs have to be euthanized after 14 days unless the mayors decide to keep them longer in the shelter, which actually is not happening. No roaming dogs allowed. We can't release dogs anymore in the territory. We are very, very jealous of the Bulgarian situation or the Greek situation. We wish we could release dogs, and animal welfare groups have been stopped from releasing neutered dogs, sociable healthy dogs. But there is also a part including the compulsory identification, registration, and sterilization of own dogs. Okay, let's have a look at the guidelines which were formulated by the National Vet Authority. They try to give practical support to the enforcement of the law. They are a review of the ordinance of 2001. They are not big news. Most of it was already included in the law of the ordinance in 2001. They contain details about how the dog should be captured, transported, how they have to be hosted in public kennels, and how they have to be euthanized. And they give a key role to municipality kennels. And we'll try to look a little bit deeper into these municipality kennels, which have this very important role. So as far as we know from the National Authority, there are 80 official municipality kennels at the moment in Romania. 62 of them are run by the municipalities, by public, and public employees are working in it. There are 18 which are managed by private companies. The official capacity, which is highly underestimated in our opinion, is 23,500. We think this number should be at least doubled because all municipality kennels are overcrowded. We decided a few months ago to develop an interactive map which will be published in a few weeks on our website. And I kindly ask you if you can, let's see if the link works, because it's an online map. Yes, so we wanted to give a tool to animal welfare groups, but also to citizens, journalists who are more and more interested in what is going on in Romania, to have in one glance the situation of public kennels in Romania. So wherever there is a paw, there is a public kennel. We didn't include all of them, not 80, there are 58. And the one we have included are mostly the ones where abuses have been reported or where there is a relevant activity ongoing. The one which is open here, for instance, this is the one of the 4 municipality kennels in Bucharest, and the information which is given is a very, very simple one. It gives the official capacity, which is, in this case, is 1,600 dogs, who is running the shelter, the kennel, and the killings. In this case, 2,000 dogs killed in Bucharest between January 2013 and March 2013. Most of the kennels have not provided yet the number of killings because the killings officially started in January. Bucharest is among the few municipalities to provide this information, but we're going to update the map as far as the National Authority will give us the number of official killings. So we think this is a very useful tool, which also will give the idea to the local authorities that we are keeping an eye on them. We are looking at them. They can't behave as nobody is staring. If we can go back to the presentation, thank you. So we have analyzed a little bit the norms, the implementation guidelines, and we decided to see what is going on, what's happening. Let's have a look at the dog's accommodation. Animals will be separated according to their state of health. Very sick dog with a very healthy dog. This is a case which Fürfoten had to deal with. The dog in the middle was removed, but of course many dogs look very sick, mixed with healthy dogs. Floor must be inclined to allow the water to run away and must be made of concrete for an easy disinfection. All pens must be daily cleaned up and disinfected. This is Bacau, northeast. This is Târgu, south of the country. This is Brăila, east of the country. So there is not one area which is where the law is enforced and another area where it's not enforced. The situation is pretty the same everywhere throughout the country. It's pretty dark, but I've just included recent pictures because if we had to look before 2014, we would have plenty of, but we want to show that nothing changed since the guidelines were published in December. Dog species must not enter in contact with food, so this is exactly what the norms say. You can see the food around. This is Craiova in the south. Common pens may host up to 4 dogs per 6.5 square meters. This is not far from Bucharest, January. This is Bucharest, this is the capital. This is one of the four municipality kennels, strange enough. And this is north of Bucharest. External pens must be covered. Strange coverage. And this is a kennel, well, supposed to host 5,000 dogs. No comment. So let's presume that the municipality kennels look so bad because there is a problem of funds. Okay, so let's have a look at what happens before the dogs reach these places. And the catchings do not involve special funding. I mean, it's about a procedure. So during dogs capture, handling, loading inside the vehicles and their transportation, it is forbidden animal beating, pricking, wounding, or mutilation under any circumstance. Any handling that might cause useless suffering or pain. This is not included, it was not included in the last guideline. This was already in the ordinance in 2001. No news. So this is a video in Moldova region, just shot a few weeks ago. Hopefully it works. Can you try? Ooh. One before. Yeah, the one before. Yes, that's it. And you tell me, okay, this is a province, this is a small town in the province. Okay, let's have a look at Bucharest, which is the capital. And this was on the 21st of March. Okay, this is a very, very small piece of part of the video which is available online. This was actually Vierpfoten YouTube channel has the full version. This is interesting. This raid run by the ASPA, the local dog population department of Bucharest, was done in a private property. We are not in the street. We are in Vierpfoten vet clinic. Dogs were neutered, were going to return to their owners, and then it was another 70 dogs removed from a private shelter belonging to a British-Romanian organization. So these catchings, these brutal catchings, which were filmed by the activists, were done by the authorities in a private property, and there was no legal base to enter this property. So I go back to what Claudio said. Here it's about the problem of the rule of the law. It's not only about animal welfare. But let's finish with the dark part of the picture. Let's try to be positive. The law says compulsory sterilization of own dogs, but it has to be started. Nothing happened so far. Creation of a national canine register activated in March. We are still trying to understand how it works. And compulsory identification and registration of own dogs to be started. Big problem is there is funding of the catchings and the killings from municipalities. There is no funding of the registration and the identification of the dogs and the sterilization. At the moment, people are required to pay between 30 and 50 euro to go through these compulsory procedures. And for a country where an average person has a 300 euro monthly income, to ask for 30 or 50 euro expense, it's really, really too much. And we wonder how the government can expect people to respect the law. So the conclusions are there is clearly no enforcement of the law nationwide. The standards of municipality kennels are very low. There is no quality of life for the dogs in these places. There are severe abuses reported not only by animal welfare groups, also by the press. And there is, unfortunately, a high level of corruption, especially on a local level. So the vet departments, the officials have political links, are covering political interests, economical interests. So they're not enforcing the law. But there are also some positive signals, because I'm always desperate for positive things to happen. And if we don't stay positive, then we can just finish our work and go home. The National Vet Authority has checked for the first time 74 public kennels in the last month, finding out that more than 50% of them were not respecting the law and made some official requests to fix it. We're going to see if they will answer and if they will fulfill these requirements, but it's a step. The national authority, depending on the Ministry of Agriculture, has created an animal police department, and the chief of the department is a former staff member of Vierpfoten Romania, which is another very good sign, so somebody coming from animal welfare. And they promise they are nominating local representatives of the animal police departments. We'll see who these representatives will be, but let's give it a chance. And again, the national authority has opened a strong dialogue with several foreign organizations, among which there are Save the Dogs, Vierpfoten, also the WSPA, and other groups. Well, I'd like to finish saying that we have a dream, which is probably a dream that we share with everyone involved in animal welfare, not only in Romania, but everyone in this room. And the dream is the day when this will be the look of municipality kennels in Romania. And you tell me, well, Sara, okay, but this probably is a German shelter. No, this is not a German shelter. This is a Romanian shelter. This is our shelter, which we built using properly the funds we got from our donors. And this shelter cost less than most of the kennels you've seen in my previous pictures, which is the proof that even in Romania, if there is a strong will, if there is a sincere interest for the animals and for the community, things can be done successfully. Thank you.